We have Miss Nisi, and we have inw.tarxan. All right, did amazing performance duo. Tell us, how you got started music one at a time, and then tell us how you came together.
I've always been doing this all my life since I was a kid. I was born in Haiti, so I started in church. So from there, I just wrote songs. I had a group. That group failed, but I came to this state for school, and I just stayed here. And from there, I still kept going. You know what I'm saying? And then for him, I met him this past year at a showcase that they had for YNVS. So that's how we met, and then we just started. We formed a group. From there, we just wrote songs, and we just became us two, just like a tighter duo. So.
Pretty much everything she said, but music was always in my blood. If you ever heard of Disco King Mario, DJ Disco King Mario, look him up. That was my cousin. So music is always in my blood. But as far as being an artist, 2 years ago, I just was hanging out with my friend, and he's a rapper. He had the studio in his crib. He's like, "Yo, bro, you can do this." I'm like, I can't do this. Yeah, INW Lex, shout out Lex. He was like, "Yo, you can do this," and I'm like, "No, I can't. Like, I'm not a rapper." And he's like, "Yeah, sure, just write something." And I wrote something, and I just never went back. I believed in myself, yeah. And then that's it. And as far as, like she said, like, it was actually 2 years ago. It wasn't a year ago. 2 years ago. Yeah, we met at a show. And from there, we just never left each other's side. Just to put it like that.
So I'm going to do a slight spin on a question that we usually ask artists. But I'm going to ask you to give me your favorite female artist, and you to give me your favorite male artist, as far as influences go, like who you emulated coming up and who you really looked up to as far as the music industry goes.
Okay, as far as two females, I'm gonna say Missy Elliott, and it's a tie between Remy and Kim. It's a tie between them, but definitely Missy's definitely in it.
For me, I think it would be French, and yes, French Montana and Biggie. Yeah, French and Biggie. Yeah.
She had to bring out the heavy hitters. Okay, she had to bring out she had to bring out the heavy hitters. Okay, so what do you think about the way the music industry is going now? Before, it was so difficult for you to kind of get out there and to get seen. Nobody cares about getting signed anymore. So mostly artists out here are independent, right? Because they're trying to cut out the middleman. You could actually make money without having that middleman now. What do you think about being an independent artist? And how is it for you in order to get that exposure and still maintain without being signed?
Well, I think it's all a matter of what you know and who you know, because you always have to read up on your stuff because things always change. So it's like if you don't keep up with the times is just not going to be, in your favor. You know what I'm saying? So you have to learn. There's always more to learn. So the more you learn, the more you'll be able to keep, just being you and not have to be signed to a label who owns you. So
everything she said, the importance of it, just owning your own craft. That's what it is. It's just about owning your craft. If you created this, that's yours. Like, you took the time to write that. Like, no one else should have any type of, except the person that made the beat. You feel me? Or anyone that has something to do with that. No one else should own that or make any profit off it unless you choose them to. That's just,
from previous artists that made it big, the best thing you could always do is own your masters, right? Own everything. And so shout out to you guys. Thank you so much for coming to Blessing the Stage. We appreciate you for coming in. Go ahead and tell everybody what you got coming up next and where they can find you guys on social media and all over.
Awesome. So this next week we will be in Atlantic City, y'all, with 1051. Yes, I did. I had to fly right back the next day for a movie film that I'm about to shoot. So I was, yeah, I'm busy. Yeah, so next week we got the show with Power 105.1. That next week we also got a show at Queens. It's at a strip club. So more info on the way. But you can find me on the gram at inw.mzz_NIESI.
Yes. As far as my Instagram, you can find me on inw.tarxan with an X, not a Z. And yes, we have a lot more music coming up. As she said, we have shows next week. The next week we're very busy. But a lot of new music, a lot of collabs, just a lot of new music and just live performances. Yeah, that's it. We wait until, it's the last quarter, so we just waiting, that's it. That's just, yeah, definitely is. Appreciate it.